Today on DC News Now, it's a warm start to the week and temperatures could continue to rise. We're tracking the heat and when rain will return.
The ship in the Baltimore Bridge collapse is finally being moved. I have the details on the crew's efforts.
4 MPD officers on administrative leave after a stabbing and police shooting that leaves 1 man injured and 1 officer stabbed. Why police say they were called to the scene.
Not a Costco member? No problem. Uber Eats has partnered with the major wholesale store to allow non-Costco members to get discounts on many bulk buys, as they're called. We found out how to get low and no delivery fees to maximize the money spent.
And we're learning about the most common type of cancer. Details ahead in our health segment, What's Going Around.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Meteorologist Damon Madsen joined us with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, we could use a little sunshine to start the week.
We sure could, Mark. We have not seen much of that over the last several days. I know, everyone. These weekends have not been fun with the wet weather, and we're hoping to get that trend to change here very soon. There's a look over the entire weekend. Most of the area picked up at least a decent amount of rainfall, around a half an inch on the lower end of things, up through the northern part of the I-81 corridor, right across the shoreline of the Chesapeake Bay. The rain wasn't as persistent, but look across Virginia, back into the mountains here. Over an inch of rain picked up over the weekend, so soggy to say the least. We caught a small little dry break yesterday as we wrapped up the weekend, and so far we have continued to be on the dry side of things today, but it has not looked that way. If you are anywhere to the east of the I-81 corridor, we have been locked in with a lot of fog and plenty of low clouds. Now there is sunshine back off to the west toward Winchester, Cumberland, and Hagerstown, but we want to see that sun spread out over the entire area. Here's the good news, folks. This cloud deck, it's breaking up, and as we go through the rest of the afternoon, that sun is due to break out over the next couple of hours. That'll boost our temperatures. We should make a run toward 80. It will be a beautiful rest of your Monday. Now, how long can we keep this beautiful weather going? We'll have a full look at that forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. After nearly 2 months, crews are finally removing the Dali ship involved in the Baltimore Bridge collapse from the Patapsco River. DC News Now's Yama Say has the latest.
Yeah, efforts to remove the Dali ship to a local marine terminal started this morning, and crews said that the weather conditions made the transit a lot easier. Here's how it all worked.
All of this is expected to take around 18 to 21 hours. The crew says they're awaiting a high tide to ensure controlled transit this morning, and they will begin refloating the boat around 5:24. They plan to release the anchors of the boat, empty the water tanks, and ensure all obstructions are removed. Now, once all of that's done, about 5 tugboats will tow the cargo vessel to the local terminal. Now, according to the National Transportation Safety Board, the Dali ship was experiencing electrical outages hours before it crashed into the Baltimore Bridge on March 26. That crash killed 6 construction workers. And since then, crews have been working to remove the wreckage of the bridge from the water, including during last week's demolition. This also helped create a safe path to remove the Dali ship. In a press conference last week, Governor Wes Moore says everyone is working tirelessly to move as fast as possible.
So we are moving fast. We're covering all bases. We're not slowing down, and we're going to get it done together.
The Unified Command says safety is their top priority, and Governor Wes Moore was scheduled to tour the Key Bridge following the salvage efforts underway this morning. Reporting in the studio, I'm Yama Say, DC News Now.
Breaking earlier today, Iranian President Raisi is dead after a helicopter crash. State media says that the crash happened in a foggy mountainous region in northwest Iran. Iran's foreign minister and other officials were also on the helicopter. State media announced the deaths overnight. Under Iran's constitution, the vice president will take over. The crash comes as the Middle East remains unsettled by the Israel-Hamas war. Last month, Iran launched a retaliatory drone and missile attack on Israel following an Israeli strike on the embassy in Syria. Developing now, 1 person is dead and 6 others injured after a violent day across the DMV in Prince George's County. A man was shot and killed yesterday around 2 a.m. on Marlboro Pike. Police say 2 others were also injured, but only one of those was shot. Now, in D.C., officials say that 3 men were shot on Edson Place in Northeast just after the noon hour. And in Arlington, 1 man has serious injuries following the shooting near North Courthouse Road. No word yet on any arrests in any of the shootings. Meantime, 4 Metropolitan police officers on administrative leave after a shooting over the weekend in Northwest. The incident also left one officer injured after police say a man stabbed the officer in the neck. DC News Now's Liberty Zabala breaks down what led up to the shooting.
Well, MPD here says that they were called to a Columbia Plaza apartment complex Saturday morning to conduct a welfare check on a man having a mental health episode. Then they say that man pulled out a knife. Here's a photo of the knife police recovered at the scene. Officers charged the suspect identified as 28-year-old Jonathan Jefferson of Northwest D.C. Officers placed him under arrest for 4 counts of assault on a police officer. Officers responded to the requested welfare check at an apartment complex in the 2400 block of Virginia Avenue Northwest at 10:40 a.m. They met with a person there who told police their friend was going through a mental health episode. MPD called officials with the Department of Behavior Health to the scene. DBH determined the man needed to be taken into custody and evaluated. 2nd District Commander Tatjana Savoy said that when police tried taking the man into custody, he pulled out a knife and stabbed the officer in the neck. Savoy said another officer tried using a taser on him, but it did not take effect. That's when they say one officer shot the man just before 2:30 p.m. Crews provided aid to the man at the scene before he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers charged the man with assault on a police officer. The officer stabbed was treated for his injuries at the scene.
It is scary. Yeah, I know it's dangerous everywhere now, but you know, you just pray everything's going to be okay.
Now, this incident comes 5 months after, back in January, another MPD officer shot and killed a man during a crisis intervention call after they say he attacked a paramedic. For now, in Northwest D.C., Liberty Zabala, D.C. News Now.
Liberty, thank you. In Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin vetoing 48 bills ahead of the weekend deadline. One of the bills would have established a person's right to contraception in the Commonwealth. A statement from Youngkin's office says a contraception bill would need to be paired with protections for providers. The statement also says that it needs to respect the rights of parents to make decisions.
It's just a big question about enforcement when, in fact, a physician may make a decision that is so fundamentally based on the health of a patient and therefore wanting to prescribe something different or do something different that needs to be in the physician's judgment.
A governor vetoing another bill that would take tax exemptions away from the United Daughters of the Confederacy. He's shooting down a bill to legalize skill games as well. Turning now to Sean P. Diddy Combs has apologized for assaulting his ex-girlfriend after hotel security video came out recently showing the record producer and businessman punching, kicking, and dragging the woman back in 2016. That video was first shared by CNN. Combs says on social media that his behavior was inexcusable. Circumstances of this assault match some of the information in the court settlement after the girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit. Here's part of his apology.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I'm truly sorry.
Combs was also sued by 3 women with rape accusations, as well as a male producer for unwanted sexual contact. Feds also say that they're investigating Combs related to a human trafficking probe. His attorneys continue to fight the allegations. Well, there's a big shift in the way that you can shop for groceries. People in the DMV can now buy from Costco, even if you're not a member. DC News Now's weekend anchor Ben Dennis is stretching your dollar with how to get deep discounts.
Not a Costco member? No problem. Uber Eats has partnered with the major wholesale store to allow non-Costco members to get discounts on many bulk buys, as they're called. We found out how to get low and no delivery fees and how to maximize the money you'll spend.
The home delivery game for groceries is being shaken up.
Folks in the DMV can now shop products typically bought in bulk from Costco using the Uber Eats app. Online grocery buying has soared since the pandemic. Nearly 20% of shoppers bought online at least once during a previous month, according to a 2022 USDA survey. On Uber Eats, search the word Costco and select which location to buy from. That's important when it comes to your delivery fee. More on that in a moment. Buying Costco through Uber Eats, you'll see lower prices compared to competitors. Take this 24-count carton of eggs. The same carton, nearly $2 more through Instacart. 3 pounds of bananas, $1 cheaper compared to Walmart. But this bag of frozen cod, it's nearly $1 cheaper through Instacart. Uber tells DC News Now, Costco members save even more in their app, 15 to 20% more than non-members. Uber's one subscription, $10 a month, will keep you from delivery fees on select purchases. If you do encounter them, pick the Costco nearest to you. Uber tells us fees are different for every customer based on driver availability and distance from shelves to front doors. Key here, if you don't end up spending $60 in Uber Eats delivery fees, you've already saved by avoiding the $60 Costco membership. You also won't be able to buy alcohol from Costco through Uber Eats, so consider taking your cocktail plans elsewhere. In the newsroom, Ben Dennis, DC News Now.
Ben, thank you. Happening today, Spirited Virginia opening its ABC lottery, giving you the chance to buy a rare bottle of whiskey. There are about 1,200 bottles of the Van Winkle available through the lottery. The cost between $100 and $170. The lottery closes this Thursday.